welcome back to We Have to Go podcast. I'm here with Danya Mayu. Super excited to chat with you a little bit about our testimony. She had messaged me and was like, "You can't believe what's going on." And I'm like, "Can we have a podcast and chat with you?" So, hey, how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Been very busy.
Very busy. Yes. You're a mama of two little ones. How old are they?
About 2.5 now and 8 months old.
Wow.
So we are.
Yeah.
We're busy. Very busy.
Yeah. So Danya and I have met through our husbands, actually. Yes. They work together, and you've become very special to both of us. And we've adopted you, and we absolutely love you and are so happy that you're part of our family and our church family here.
Thank you.
I know your testimony can go farther back than the strike that just happened. If you're not familiar, back in March of 2024, the COs, which is correctional officers here in Malone, New York, went on strike, and that's kind of where your testimony begins. Do you want to share a little bit about that's where your husband works?
Yes. Yeah. So we actually, I was actually 7.5 months pregnant, almost 8 months pregnant when the strike started. And it was a tough time because, I mean, there was a lot to the strike. There was, as many of us know, a lot of overdoses, a lot of stress, and we didn't want to bring that into our house. And luckily, my husband was out on the outside, so we didn't have the stress of him going in per se. But it was a lot of stress of, like, he's going to lose his job. Are we going to lose, like what are we going to lose?
Your health insurance, you're pregnant.
Yeah,
all the things.
It was a lot at 7.5 months pregnant to like go through.
And there's a lot of decisions. I know a lot of families, not just yours, were in decision making, whether now we're on the, like your husband was on the outside, and am I going to go back? Am I going to get my job back? Are things going to change? But really it had to boil down to what was most important for your family.
Yes, it really did. And like, I don't want to share my husband's story, but there was a day he was sitting here in church, and then something happened to him, and then he realized that, he was meant to be home with his family. Mm-hmm. So ultimately he decided that he was going to stay home, whether it meant he was losing his job or what we were going to do, we would figure it out. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it like when he came home and told me that, I was like, okay, I guess that's what we're doing. I mean, we were very supportive I was very supportive either way. Yeah.
And then, so I think I just want to take a second. So many people in our church have a story, but it's all an individual story. And I know personally we had our story, and that's what's really important is God will take each one of us on a different journey. Mm-hmm. But he's so faithful to each one of us, even in our decisions that we have to make. So I think it was beautiful how our church came together.
Absolutely.
As Ty chose to stay out, my husband was in the whole time. He's still working in corrections. Is Ty still working in corrections?
No, he is not.
No, so you went on a different journey. Share that a little bit from
So,
your testimony,
yes.
But it's your family's testimony.
Yeah, so after I had my son in May, we ended up investing in a postpartum care USA program. That's the program it's called. It's Postpartum Care USA, because I had such a hard time with my daughter after birth. It was a lot of like depression and anything you experience after having a baby. It's a lot. And we knew that.
And you really struggle. I mean, right. You were one of the women in the statistics that they talk about. Yeah,
absolutely. And I cannot deny that one bit. Like it's a tough time. So, I mean, at that time, like obviously we didn't have the income from the jail.
Right.
And it was a big investment. It was a huge investment to do this postpartum care because it's not covered by insurance.
Right.
They don't believe postpartum care is covered in the U.S. as under our insurance. So we had to pay out of pocket, but we agreed that it was necessary to help me.
I kind of remember you guys wrestling with that a little bit and talking to you through that. And I know you felt very loved and supported by your husband to just invest in that care for you. Yeah,
absolutely. So with that, I meet with these wonderful women in this company. They do like every 2 or 3 or 4 week appointments with you. And like we discuss things, they do blood work, they do all this stuff to help you feel the best that you can. And during one of the appointments that I had in December, I think it was before Christmas. So we had an appointment and they were asking what I was doing to reach my nutritional goals. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, I'm trying my best. I said financially, like, it's tough because, at the time I was making more money because my husband wasn't bringing in any income.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, this is crazy for me because I just work as a TA at a school. Like, I don't make that much money.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So when they were asking me this, like, I just ended up breaking down. This wonderful woman, Natalia, she was who I was on the appointment call with. And she was like, she just sat there and let me cry and talk to her. And she's like, well, we want to make sure you can reach your nutritional goals because that's big with them. They want you to make sure you're getting your protein and, all your vitamins and all these things that are supposed to help you feel your best after having a baby. And so she just let me talk it out. And then she's like, well, let me see what I can do. And I just kind of brushed it off like, whatever. Like, it's a big company. Like, it's fine. Like, we'll figure it out. And so
I'm just venting to the counselor lady.
Basically.
And it's what you're thinking you're doing. Yeah.
So I was like, nothing's going to come of this. So then a few days later, one of the other women in the program, she messages me on the portal account, the patient portal account, and said, I'm going to actually read it. This is what she told me. She's like, wonderful news. I will let Natalia know that you sent them over, but also Natalia shared with Stacia, who is the CEO and founder of this company, about your recent struggles. Postpartum Care USA would like to send your family something to help you with your nutrition goals. Where do you normally shop for groceries? And I was like taken back. I was like, okay, like maybe they'll send us like $100.
Right.
Whatever. Like, it's great. Absolutely. Like, I'm grateful for that.
Right.
But I wasn't expecting what I got, and so I told them, like, I can't express to you how much it means and everything. And so I told her where we shopped, and they said that they would be sending over an e-gift card to Walmart because that's the only place that they could send an e-gift card.
Right. Yeah. We don't have a lot of options.
Yeah, there's not many options here. So I was like, okay, that's cool, whatever. And so later in that day, I got the notification that they sent it over. It was a $500 gift card.
Wow.
To Walmart. Yeah. And I was just like, I called my husband up because I was at work when they sent it. And I called him. I'm like, Ty, like, they sent us $500. And he's like, holy crap. He's like, we weren't expecting that. You know what I mean? So a little while later, I sent them an email because I was like, I need to tell them how grateful I am. You know? So I was like, I need to express my gratitude to them. And this was my email to them. I said, wonderful women at PPCU. That's what they go by. Thank you will never be enough for what you have just done for me and my family. Over the past year, our family has been through an incredibly difficult season. When I was 7.5 months pregnant, my husband Ty was working in a state correctional facility. Conditions were unsafe, staff were exposed to drugs, many workers were hospitalized, and strike action followed after. And thousands of officers, including my husband, lost their jobs and benefits overnight. Ty found a maintenance position, but it paid almost half of his previous income. So that's where it was like a dramatic shift for us financially.
Right.
And though the state later offered his old job back, he ultimately chose not to return. We knew the hours and risks would keep him away from us, and our family needed him home more than we needed the income. Seeing the growing bond between him and our children has reassured us that we had made the right choice. And during this time, we had also made the decision to invest in PPCU because I knew I would need support postpartum after my experience with our daughter. I'm currently finishing my master's degree in elementary education while working as a teaching assistant. So much of our savings has gone towards tuition in hopes that finishing school sooner would help stabilize our future. With our reduced income, we had to make many adjustments. After covering bills, we are left with about $250 a week for groceries, gas, medicine, and baby essentials, which is not a lot when you're buying.
Nope. Diapers alone.
Yeah, diapers, formula, and the medicine that they wanted me on, it was expensive, but we were willing to sacrifice that,
Right.
So we've been stretching every bit and relying on support from family when possible. Some weeks have been especially hard. 3 weeks ago, my husband and I decided to begin giving at church again, trusting God to provide despite our financial uncertainty. And that was where we had struggled. We had stopped giving during the strike because we did not know what was going to come of it.
Right.
And then you had given a message on tithing. And I texted Ty during the service. I'm so sorry.
No, it's all
I texted Ty during the service, and I was like, we need to give again. I was like, I don't care. We need to give. I said, whatever we can, we need to start. I said, we'll be fine.
Right.
And so then almost immediately you reached out to tell us that PPCU was going to help us with groceries. I was on my lunch break when I read your message, and I completely broke down. I felt I felt like a direct reminder that God sees every struggle, and he sent PPCU into our lives at exactly the right moment. I wanted you to understand just how deeply your kindness has impacted our family. Even before this gift, I was already telling others how wonderful PPCU is and encouraging women who are struggling to reach out. Now I can do that with much more gratitude and confidence. Your generosity will help support my nutritional goals and healing journey, the very reason we invested in PPCU in the first place. You have made it easier for me to be healthy, happy, healthy, happy mother and wife to my wife. Whoa, we're gonna have to let that one go, guys. I'm so sorry. Wife that my family needs. Whew, that was tough. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. No words could truly express how grateful we are. And then I attached a photo of our kids and our virtual Christmas cards. So after I had sent her that email, she had then, the CEO of the company had then messaged me further. And this is where it just came to even more, you know? So she emailed me and she said, "Hi, Danya. Thanks so much for sharing your story with us. Your email brought us to tears in the best and most humbling way. We are profoundly grateful you entrusted us with your postpartum care, especially during a season that has stretched your family in so many ways. Your testimony of God's faithfulness is powerful. Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances. You have embodied that scripture with such grace, and it is a blessing to witness. We are continually reminded that the Lord sees every need long before we do, and he is always working, often through people, timing, and provision we could never orchestrate ourselves." So if you couldn't tell, they are a very, very,
Did you know they were
I knew that
centered business?
Like a little bit, but not to that extent.
Right.
You know? And so she said, "Please know this. We are always here for you. Your strength, resilience, and commitment to caring for your family during such an uncertain year is deeply inspiring."
Wow.
Ty's dedication to showing up for his family, even at personal cost, speaks volumes about your values and foundation your home is built on. Your children are clearly surrounded in incredible love. As a small extension of support during this season, our team would like to gift you an additional $500 to help you with groceries and essentials. We hope that this eases the load a bit and allows you to breathe, nourish your body, and continue healing well. Amber will be sending you another gift card to all of you today. Thank you again for the privilege of walking alongside you. Your words will stay with our team for a long time. We are praying over your family, provision, peace, strength, and joy overflowing. Wishing you a beautiful and blessed Christmas season. Sending you love, Tide, Balin, and Hudson. With gratitude, Stacia.
Wow. I'm just reminded this morning, I was reading in scripture and it talked about the sower and some seed falls on rocky ground and but the last it says some seed falls on fruitful ground. I'm paraphrasing it right now, but it says, and it multiplies by 60% or 100%. I'm not getting that, but that's what you see in the kingdom of God. When you had faith to give, you had faith to take care of yourself. You guys invested in the right things. You made the right choices for your family, even though financially none of it made sense.
No.
And you share your heart with someone and they get to be part of your story. And I think that's what's so amazing in the kingdom is that they got to be part of your story, but they got to be part of his story of your faith growth. So what would you say what has it taught you the most? Like, obviously, like, yes, take care of yourself. Yes, financially. But what do you think it's in your walk with God? What has this done for you?
I just need to trust him. I just need to trust that whatever I'm going through, there's a reason. You know, like I still struggle with being a mom and like not losing my cool and, you know, the kids test your patience. But I need to trust that there's a reason behind it. You know, God is teaching me that patience. He is teaching me how to be a better mother.
Right.
And like the financial aspect, that was just, there are no words.
Yeah. And it's not even like right now you guys made a decision for your family that you got to get to my position, like how my kids are out of the house, like you're really going to see the benefits of that, but you're making the right decisions. And I'm going to tell you that I think from experience, saying that yes to God and following his direction I'm excited for you guys. I mean, we love you, you know that. And we are just so thankful that you're part of not just the church and the church, but that you made that choice to make the Lord, first and foremost in your family, and to give that to your to pass that on to your children. And this is one of those moments where you need to like frame that card I talk about, because this could be a moment you're going to look back and tell your kid, no, this is God's faithfulness.
Yes.
This is why we give. And yeah, you give to the local church, but you're giving to God.
Yes.
And when you just give that little piece of what he asks from you,
he provides.
He provides. And way cooler.
Yeah.
Way cooler way. Like free groceries. Like what means more to you guys in those moments than $1,000 in Walmart cards for whatever you needed in those moments. You can't outgive God. And when you say yes, and that's what you and Ty were doing, even through really hard decisions. So I'm super proud of you. What are you looking most forward to in 2026?
Oh boy.
Besides potty trained and kids sleeping in their own beds.
I would say the expectation that I'm going to graduate with grad school with my master's. That'll take a big stress off of our shoulders.
Yeah.
Financially, mentally on myself. It has been hard because I started it right when I found out I was pregnant with Hudson. Yeah. So it was like that same week I was like, maybe we should wait on trying for our second kid. Yeah. And then it was like, boom, you're pregnant. Like, never mind. So I was like, okay, guess I'm doing grad school through pregnancy and birth and a new baby. Like So
you're just looking forward to like getting settled into what God has for your next door.
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to believe for great things. Yes. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're so excited. And if you have a testimony that you want to share with us, please let us know. We would, because God does give us gifts like he gave you a gift, but it's so important to remind each other of his faithfulness. So thank you.